Hello everyone, my name is Mitanshu Garg, and today in this video we are going to create our very first agent. This will be a level 0 agent. To know more about different types of agent, please refer to my video about anatomy of an agent. And after this video, we are going to go through and build it step by giving it more knowledge, more tools to make it much more advanced. So let us start. So we come to copilotstudio.microsoft.com and we go into the agents on the left and we start with creating a new agent. Now over here you get two tabs. One is the describe where you can chat with another copilot here and it will create an agent for you, or you can go directly into the configure and you can add all the details. So I'm going to show you the describe side of things because it is much more interactive and it asks you some of the things that you may have forgotten. So let us start. So over here it has created you how it would look like. Right now its name is agent. It has a description and it is giving some of the prompts or some of the questions that a typical user may ask. Your IT helpless agent is now set up. Let's choose a name. So for the first agent, we are going to keep it very open. This is a level 0 agent. So it is going to rely on the vast data that the LLM model is trained on. We are not adding any knowledge source. We are not adding any tools, just to show what a basic out of the box agent will do. And after that, yes, we will refine it with our knowledge and the tools. And I'm going to just create it after it gets this information. Now over here you see the big create box, but if you look at these three windows, it can allow you to update your advanced settings, which allows you to put the agent inside a solution. For now I'm going to leave it as is and I'm going to create the agent. In a minute or so your agent must be there and it brings you to that configure page that we saw previously. So over here you have the name of the agent, it has the description. The generative AI, we want it to be enabled. Right now it is still setting it up, but we would leave it on. And orchestration is where the agent will use AI, generative AI inside it to handle the correspondence and the conversation with your end user. Your different models. Now I have access to all of these, so I'm just going to leave it at default. Now selecting and which model type you're going to use is very important design choice, and we would cover it in our subsequent videos when we go through different tools. Triggers I'm going to leave blank. Now when you're creating an autonomous agent, over here you can have various triggers. For example, if a new row is created in a SharePoint list or a new record is modified in your Dataverse table, or your other autonomous triggers could be run on schedule or when an email arrives. So for people familiar with Power Automate, this would be very familiar to you that you can have triggers which can then create you your autonomous agent. It has given some instructions. These are extremely important. So we'll review this and we will update as we need for our first level 0 agent. So this looks all right to me for our first test. I don't want to add any knowledge and I don't want any tools. I'm not adding any extra agent. And now if I go to the setting of the agent, so we want the response to be dynamic. I don't want any other agent to connect to me for now. And I'm going to leave the rest as is. So use the general knowledge, use information from the web, I will disable. File upload, I don't want user to upload the file for now. And tenant graph, this you can leave it on. So save the settings. We'll cover all the settings in great details in our later videos. So going back to the agent, and now that we are ready, we can test the agent. Let's start a new session. And we can ask it, so it does not have a knowledge source, but it does have its own inbuilt knowledge, the vast parameters that it has been trained on. It is going to use it and it is going to give me that information. Now it did not ask me for my specific device. It does not know what the company's, the Contoso IT policies are. So it is just giving you some general knowledge information. The other thing in our very first agent is some of the topics that we should be looking at. There are certain system topics that you can enable or disable. So these topics are related to, what happens when a conversation starts, conversational boosting, end of conversation, escalate, and other topics. You can go and customize them as needed. We would be covering topics when we start creating, more level 1 and level 2 style of agents. The knowledge sources, you can add your Dataverse, SharePoints, static files, dynamic files, ServiceNow connectors, multiple knowledge sources over here. Tools is where we would be giving, the connection to the real world to this agent, so that it can go and create an IT help desk ticket, it can send emails, it can interact with other agents. So we would be able to give those functionality, those power, those hands to our agent. So for now, this is our agent, which gives you just simple answers based on the vast knowledge it has been trained on. Just think it like your chat GPT session or your Gemini session, where you ask a question, it gives you an answer without any context of where do you work, what are the policies, what are the various services that are available, what are different APIs that are available. So in this video, all we have done is we have created an agent, and we'll go over to the next video and we will add some knowledge sources to it. Thank you for following along.